Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Donati. Today, we are going to talk about the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system has three main functions: to produce egg cells, to create new life, and to give birth. Eggs are the female's reproductive cells. The ovaries are the female endocrine gland that release mature eggs and produce the hormone estrogen and progesterone. These hormones control female sexual development and the other organs in the female reproductive system. We want to now focus on the main hormones in the female reproductive system. Estrogen helps bring about the physical changes that turn a girl into a woman. This time in life is called puberty. These changes include growth of the breast, start of the menstrual cycle. Estrogen helps control the menstrual cycle and is important for childbearing. This hormone has other functions: keeps cholesterol in control, protects bone health for both women and men, affects your brain, including moods, bones, heart, skin, and other tissues. The estrogen levels also change throughout the month. They are highest in the middle of the menstrual cycle, ovulation, and lowest during menstruation. Estrogen's levels drop during menopause. The main function of progesterone is to prepare the endometrium lining of the uterus for the fertilized egg to implant and grow. If a pregnancy doesn't occur, the endometrium sheds during the menstrual period. If conception occurs, the progesterone increases to support pregnancy. During pregnancy, the levels of both progesterone and estrogen increase significantly. Progesterone and estrogen are two important hormones involved in regulating various processes in the female reproductive system, including pregnancy. Both hormones increase, but progesterone's effects tend to be more prominent. The balance and interaction between these two hormones are crucial for the successful progression of pregnancy. Once the egg is released from the ovaries, it will travel to the fallopian tube. So, in the diagram, here are the ovaries. And once it's released, it is drawn in by the fimbriae that will create a wave like motion that will collect it into the fallopian tube. Once it's in the fallopian tube, cilia or fine hair on the surface will help guide the egg along its course to the uterus. It will take 5 days to reach the uterus. If fertilization occurs, it will take place in the fallopian tube near the upper one-third portion of it. The uterus is a pear-shaped organ that will house the egg. Once the fertilized egg arrives, it will attach to the endometrium, the innermost lining of the uterus. The endometrium is one of the most important parts of the female reproductive system. It is where an unborn baby will develop. So, this will be the area that the egg is housed. If the egg is unfertilized, it will disintegrate once it moves to the uterus. At this point, the hormone levels will return to normal and the body will shed the lining of the endometrium. This will mark the start of menstruation. The menstrual cycle is a 28-day cycle. If the egg isn't fertilized, a new cycle begins. Cycles as short as 21 days or as long as 35 days can be normal for some individuals. The menstrual cycle is an important process that prepares the body for the possibility of pregnancy. The menstrual cycle is driven by four main hormones: follicle stimulating hormone, FSH, luteinizing hormone, progesterone, and estrogen. These hormones work with the endocrine system. The follicle stimulating hormone causes the small sacs in the ovaries, called follicles, to grow. The follicle stimulating hormone will communicate with the pituitary gland to produce luteinizing hormone. This will stop the growth of smaller follicles and cause the most mature follicle to release its egg. Menstruation is the start of the menstrual cycle. This will usually take 7 days. This is where the endometrium will shed. From days 8 through 11, the lining will begin to thicken in preparation for another egg. The middle of the menstrual cycle, days 12 to 17, ovulation will occur. This is the releasing of the egg. During this time, the egg can be fertilized by sperm. During ovulation, the follicle that releases the egg becomes a corpus luteum, hormone generating mass of cells that release progesterone, causing the walls of the womb to thicken with blood and nutrients, ready for a potential embryo to attach and grow if pregnancy happens. If no embryo attaches, the levels of progesterone will drop drastically. This will cause the endometrium to break down and is shed during menstruation. This will occur the last 10 days of the menstrual cycle and then start all over again. On a final note, just like with the male reproductive system, it is important to take care of the female reproductive system. Basically, here are some of the more important points of care for the female reproductive system. Number one, get regular checkups by a physician. Bathe regularly. During menstrual period, change tampons and sanitary pads frequently. Monthly breast exams are also important. Practice sexual abstinence before marriage. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the show.